Hey guys, Mr. Tolly. Getting ready to reload some 45 Colt ammo because I'm currently out and I haven't fired my Pietta in a while. But a friend on a forum is beginning reloading, and I thought, what better way than to show one of the calibers he's going to reload. Here's my brass. I have not tumbled it or anything since the last time I fired it. I purchased it as new brass, so I'm not too worried about it. It's clean. It's not filthy. But I did deprime it. So I'm going to show a couple of different ways to prime your brass. I'm going to do it on my Hornady press, and I'm also going to use my Lyman hand primer just to kind of show you. I've got my shell plate in my hand primer already, so I'm going to start there. I'll just make sure that my primers are down here. Slide it into the shell holder. Slide my case in there and just prime it. Simple. Dip your primers down there, Scott. I'm kind of new with this one. Just got this primer today, so I'm kind of new at it. I've always primed on the press, so the 45 Colt seemed like the perfect way, and it seats. I went with the Lyman because it uses standard shell holders. It's got a large tray and a small tray, and it's pretty cool. So I'll do a review on it after I've used it for a little while. Doesn't require a lot of effort. Hand priming is probably one of the most common ways to do it, especially in small batches. Primed perfect. So the other way to do it is to do it on the press. To do that, I need to get my shell holder out. One of the nice things about the Lyman is there's a little gate here that you can shut, so now the primers won't fall out because I don't have a shell plate in there. We'll put our shell plate in. This is a primer tube, and this is similar to, a lot of them use these tubes, so I've got about 10 primers in there just to finish up these last 10 rounds. And I probably won't show all that on camera. But the worst part about this is now I got to dig out or find my primer arm. And I don't like the Hornady primer arms because you have to change just this part. So I'm going to get a second primer arm just so I don't have to diddle around with all that. Lee comes with a large and a small, so you can just change them out. So but we just put our case in there, run it up. I still have my sizing die in there, which is fine. Nope. Got to take the cotter pin out. Make sure you got a primer on here, that it's deposited a primer. And you just kind of go all the way down with it. I'm using the S&B plain large pistol primers. I don't need Magnum primers in a 45 Colt. I can use them if I want to. I have some Winchester here, but I don't need Magnum, so I'll save those for my 41 Magnum. And there we go. We're primed again. Just grab the next one. I believe RCBS has a similar system, which I think is a press that he's using. Dylan does a similar, always check to make sure your primer is in there. There you go. There's 5 of them done. I don't know which is faster to do it on the press or with the hand primer, but if you're doing large batches, you can just you know, sit in front of the TV and prime your brass all you want. Down here, oh, see what I mean about checking? If you see me reach for the back of my press, it's because there's a little wiggle in my bench. That's just because it's not attached to the wall or anything. Now that last primer is up here to pick up. Grab that last piece of brass. Having nice shiny brass, nice shiny clean brass is always kind of nice, but it's not always necessary. If it's your brass and it's not a bunch of range pickup stuff, so you know it hasn't, you know, especially revolver brass, it goes from my gun right back into a case. Never hits the ground. So it's clean. So I didn't clean any of this, and that's fine to do that. About every 5th or 6th run through, I'll run it through the tumbler. Otherwise I don't clean my 45 Colt brass all the time. Or my 357 Magnum brass, because I just don't shoot enough of it. That's the easy part. Now we know how to prime. Look for more on the Lyman hand primer. I'll do a full review on it after I've used it for a while. Kind of gotten a feel for it. So far, I like it. Anyway, this is part 1 of 45 Colt reloading. And we'll get to the rest later. So stay tuned for the rest of the 45 Colt reloading. I'm not getting super detailed on this, but I'm going to try to show as much detail as I can. You've seen priming. It uses a large pistol primer for 45 Colt. Does not have to be Magnum. Okay. Next we will flare the case mouth and charge the cases. I'm going to do it at the same time because the Lee has the powder through expanding die, and my funnel fits right in the top here. I'm going to trickle each charge because I'm working up a load. So I'll show you some ladder testing too, and how we go about the ladder test to see what load is going to work best for us. My pet load seems to shoot a little high, so I want to try something maybe a little lighter load. We'll see. I will get my book out and I'll show you more about that when we get to that point. So stay tuned. God bless.